Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to today's trade recap. I'm gonna go over how I took this trade on NQ, made a little over $30,000. So looking at the high time frame first, the main thing I was looking at is how we inverse this daily gap here, which was the highest time frame inversion in this leg. So when that happens, I'm expecting to see price deliver to the nearest internal high at least, which in this case was all-time highs, which is also a super strong target for a buy side. So I was overall pretty bullish. Also, if you look at the 4 hour, you can see that we had been pumping and we had overall bullish order flow after we took this low right here. And we also inversed every single gap in this leg. Overall, pretty bullish. So coming into the morning, my main draw was this 4 hour here, which was a little bit more discounted. And this was a pretty high time frame gap, and it was overall pretty clean draw since we opened lower in market open. So you can see once 930 hits, we open lower, we sweep London lows, which was the first draw. Then we keep going lower until we tap into the 4 hour right here. Now after we tapped into this 4 hour and rejected from it, we had this 3 minute, which was the highest time frame inversion in the leg, which could have been a pretty nice inversion, and it still is. I just don't like the chop before the inversion. But this is something that we've been experiencing a lot recently. PA hasn't been too volatile, so this chop has been pretty normal. But we still get this 3 minute inversion, and it ended up playing out. The only thing is, ES ended up sweeping 930 highs, which ended up sponsoring this move back down. Now, after we have this SMT, when we go back down and we resweep these lows, which create this SMT inside the 4 hour, which is a really high probability SMT, we have a few things in this leg. So first thing, if you go to the 30-second, we had this retracement here, which is where I placed my first ABS fib. And you can see that the second deviation here aligns with this tap and rejection. So I was starting to look at this structure here. Now, second thing is, if you go to the real low time frame, we ended up resweeping this low. And in this retracement here, we have a second possible placement for a fib, which you can see also puts the deviations here, which aligns in this zone. So you can see we tap into it, we reject. And the reason why I like this resweep is not only because of this deviation, but also because the highest time frame inversion in this leg was this 15-second, which is a pretty low time frame in general, but because it's the highest time frame in this leg, so we don't have any 30-second or 1 minute here, this is actually pretty safe, and it gives you a pretty early entry with a pretty nice break-even point being at this internal high. So I entered after the close here, stop at this low, and I was just targeting this buy side up here. Now, if you notice here, after we go up and we validate this breaker here, which is the whole point of ABS, so this is the bullish breaker right here, you can see that we retrace back to it and respect it perfectly. It also makes our break-even point really safe, because after we validate this breaker, you want to see it getting respected, so you can expect that price is not going to go back to our entry here. You can also see that this initial breaker here, that where we placed our fib, it also got overall respected. Now, if you used ABS and you enter on this low time frame inversion, you could have gotten a pretty nice trade with 4.4 RR. But if you wanted to be safer and wait for the overall highest time frame inversion in this big leg, you could have waited for this 5 minute right here. And this is a pretty safe entry. Now, the only downside to this is that if you entered here, it's not the best RR. You would have to set your TP way higher. And because today was a day where we were kind of bouncing from sell side to buy side to sell side, kind of a seek and destroy profile. Once ES swept Asia highs, which was a pretty high time frame high, pretty significant pool in liquidity here, this ended up rejecting and sponsoring this move back down. So it was very easy to get break even if you waited for the 5 minute. This is one of the reasons why I started trading ABS, is that usually very good ABS trades are also going to be very good MAC trades, but a lot of times you can get much earlier entries, and I would say it's around the same win rate, if not even higher. Now it's not every day that you see a setup like this, but when it happens, it's pretty high win rate and it's pretty high RR usually, as you can see here. Now I saw a lot of people getting break even today in other trades or getting stop rated trying to get an inversion, like trying to get this 1 minute or this 3 minute or maybe any other inversion here. And I think the main thing here is understanding how your drawing liquidity is going to shift once we tap the buy side or the sell side. So if you have a day like this with seek and destroy profile where we open, we go to the sell side, which is this 4 hour, reject from it, back to the buy side, SMT, reject from it, back to the sell side, reject from it, back to the buy side, reject from it. We're bouncing from sell side to buy side. So if you want to take a trade in this, you need to catch the beginning of this reversal move that's shifting from buy side to sell side or sell side to buy side. So it's really annoying to take continuations in days like this because your RR is going to be super chopped and it's super easy to get break-even rated because the reversal is going to happen pretty close to your entry if you take continuations. So you kind of have to take reversals like this, going from high to low or low to high. Another thing is when you have resweeps like this, it gives you another leg and another inversion opportunity, which makes it a much safer entry and a much safer break-even point. So if I was to just wait for, let's say we inverse this 1 minute here and I was to enter right here, it would have been super easy to get break-even rated or stop rated because you're trading against this full leg, which doesn't give you a lot of protection at all. But this resweep is super nice for your entry. And it's also one reason why entering low time frame in days like this, it's super nice. Because if you wait for the highest time frame inversion, you're pretty much in the middle of the range. So you're going to sweep an internal high and very possibly go back to your entry since your RR is not going to be good in the first place, like this 5 minute here. Another thing is, usually my full TP is going to be at a major liquidity, so like a session high, previous day high, all-time highs. I don't usually just full TP at a buy side like this, but because it's a seek and destroy and we're rejecting from buy side, I just full TP. Also, I haven't been taking a lot of trades, so I like to secure my piece of the pie here. But in a days like this, it's important to not try to get an insane reversal, like try to catch this bottom and go all the way back to all-time highs. Because again, we're rejecting from buy side, so it's pretty common to go back to the lower and keep doing this until we get to the point where we leave this big accumulation range and just go to the final draw. Now, even if you wanted to take this trade way longer, you could have just full close the trade once this SMT hits, or trade your stop, something like that. But it's pretty nice to secure your profits in a day like this and just full close at the buy side. You can also see, looking at the 5 minute chart, how we're just bouncing around. It's not the cleanest day, but you can still get some nice reversals if you can get the sell side to buy side movement. And you can also see the rest of the day, we kind of overall kept the same profile, going to buy side, back to sell side, rebalancing the range, back to buy side, back to sell side. Can really escape this. Usually days like this, it's pretty common to not take any trades also or to get break even, but when you get an inversion like this, it's pretty nice and you can catch this move from the bounce. So yeah, that was today's trade recap. I think the main thing is understanding the overall liquidity profile. So here we're bouncing from buy side to sell side, and as long as you recognize that, it's going to help you enter your trade and setting up your target. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out, everyone.